When you try using compression in your mix, do you have trouble hearing it? Do you ever spend hours fiddling around with the knobs in the compressor, not sure if you're actually making a positive, beneficial difference in the sound that you're messing with? If that's the case for you, you're not alone. That's how it was for me. And I'll let you in on a little secret. That's how it was for so many of the best producers, engineers, and mixers working today. I've spent more than a decade interviewing, studying the work of, producing masterclasses with some of the best producers, engineers, and mixers on the planet. And practically every single one of them has told me the same thing, that when they were starting out, for years, they could not hear compression. When it came to setting a compressor, they had no confidence. They committed again and again the horrible crime of overcompression, making their record sound worse by using a compressor. And getting scared by that, so many of them also committed the crime of undercompression that held back their records and kept them from sounding as good as their favorite commercial releases. My name is Justin Coletti, and I've been working professionally in audio for more than 15 years. And for the first, I don't know how many years, more than I'd like to admit, I couldn't hear compression, and I could not use it nearly as effectively and well as I can today. But one day, it all really started to click for me when I discovered new ways of trying to learn to hear compression. And all of a sudden, my learning curve completely changed, and I was starting to develop an ear, a sense memory, and a confidence in setting compressors that I never had before. I only wish that I discovered this way of listening to compression years before. But I want to share it with you now because I want to cut your learning curve dramatically down. There are special techniques you can employ so you can start to hear what your compressor is really doing, what every last little parameter is really changing every time you go to set a compressor. It's worked for me, and it's worked for so many of my mix coaching clients. It's going to work for you too. I've developed an entire course around it that's out now called Compression Breakthroughs. I think you're absolutely going to love it. In addition to finally learning how to hear compression, you will get a full, deep sense for what every single control in your compressor is really doing and how to go about setting them right every single time on every single instrument. In fact, I'm even going to give you a full masterclass on compressing every single type of instrument out there in every genre and style of music. You want to learn how to compress drums? I've got a whole masterclass just on that for you in the course. Want to learn how to compress bass? Got a whole masterclass for you on compressing bass. A whole masterclass on compressing vocals. A whole masterclass on compressing guitars, on piano, on everything, all the way up even to your mix bus and in a mastering context. We're going to go in deep also on advanced compression techniques. By the time you get through the beginning of the course, you're going to have such an amazing understanding of the fundamentals and such a new ability to hear compression that techniques that seemed way out there for you before are now going to seem simple. You'll know how, when, and why to set multiband compressors, de-essers, limiters, when, why, and how to use parallel compression, sidechain compression, and so much more. This course is going to work for you whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or even on the cusp of considering yourself advanced. You're going to take something from it, and you don't need to be a professional engineer to do it either. This is a course that's going to help you, even if you come to this with the mindset and the background of a musician. We'll start by covering all the basics and go deeper and deeper, and by the time you get even a third of the way through this course, maybe even a quarter of the way through this course, all of a sudden, you're going to start hearing comments. Man, your mixes sound so much more polished. You all of a sudden have real control over the dynamics, the tone, the glue in your mixes. Because the truth is, almost nothing defines the sound of modern records quite like well-used compression and limiting. I've put more than a decade's worth of heart and soul into this course. I think it's one of the most useful things I've ever done. And I absolutely believe that it's going to cut down your learning curve on using compression dramatically. And it's going to increase your confidence and your ability to set compressors dramatically as well. I'll even guarantee it. If you go through this course and you don't feel like you've had a real compression breakthrough of your own, I'll give you your money back. You won't pay a penny for it. Worst case scenario, you go through the course, you'll learn a handful of cool new techniques. But best case, it'll change the way you mix with compression forever and take your mixes to a totally new level. You find all the details on the page below. I hope to see you on the other side.